everyone. Today I'm very excited to have back John White from Spooky 2. Hello, John. How are you doing?
Hi. Oh, good, thank you, Michelle. And how are you? How have you been keeping?
Yes, it's been a little while since we've had a chat, but your girls have sent me over this amazing Halo,
Mm,
and yesterday they helped me to set it up. And it's so simple. I mean, even I could understand it immediately. You don't need hardly
right.
any training. You just plug it
Yeah.
in and off you go.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell us all about it, John, because it's a
Okay.
very
Well,
exciting piece of
actually, I think
equipment.
I'll sit back and let you do it because you're doing a better job than I could. Um, well, I'll tell you a bit of the backstory because you don't know the backstory. I've been working on this for over 2 years now, and normally I'm not so good with secrets, so I managed to keep this one close to my chest. It's it was originally going to be a new version of Mirror Mate. The contact mode, the mini magic, a new version like that. But um, through experimentations and a sudden aha moment, I realized that I could make this a scalar broadcaster. So this is a true portable scalar transmissive device, which is, you know, very amazing, really.
I was amazed yesterday, John, when
Yeah.
the girls were explaining that it creates 1 meter in all directions around you of scalar field, and
Yeah.
that you can take it with you. You provide a little bag and everything that you
Mm.
can put it in your bag, take it with you. And so wherever you are, you have 1 meter of scalar frequency around you.
That is correct. We called it aha because it was the aha moment, and halo because it gives a halo of protection around you. The best ideas come naturally if you don't block them. And so this idea with the name, the idea in the first place of having a scalar device rather than another pulsed EMF device or contact mode device, a microgen, is it's just really it's an idea that couldn't have come from me. It came from the universe. But to implement the idea took quite a bit of effort. And then focus on refining the scalar field. So it doesn't just broadcast a scalar field, it broadcasts an optimized scalar field. It's portable and light, so we have to focus also on the efficiency.
One of the questions that I wanted to know was how does it affect anything around you in terms of technology? So, for instance, if it's on and we're recording on the internet, or we've
Right.
got our mobile phone or whatever, does the frequency of the halo in any way affect our sort of internet or our signals on our phone or anything like that?
Okay, well, there's two sides of that coin. The first one is, does Halo affect the electronic equipment? And no, it doesn't. It produces effectively zero EMF. It's
Wow.
extremely noiseless to the point that we recommend that people just sleep next to it. You can have it even against sensitive devices like this microphone. You can't hear anything. It
Oh.
doesn't produce anything. Um, if you have a scalar receiver, you can certainly hear it, but you can't. It does not disturb anything. You can have a pacemaker, you can have hearing aids and have it close to your ear. It won't affect anything. The other side of the coin is even better, where if you've got EMF around you, like everyone who's living in 2025 does, this makes the EMF field coherent, so it doesn't damage your body as it passes through. It doesn't block the EMF, so while you have it on, you can still use your cell phone, but the EMF's effect on your cells is no longer damaging, just within this 1 meter radius.
That's what I thought was so amazing because I'm keeping it next to me when I'm working. Because when you've got your wireless printer, your laptop, your phone,
Yeah,
your two
yeah,
iPads, you've got a lot of EMF around you all the
that's
time.
right. That's right.
All these devices, are literally surrounding us as we work.
Mm.
And so when I heard that this machine sort of creates that 1 meter of healing around you, but also can help with that EMF, I
Yes.
mean, you're just a genius, really.
No, I just get these messages and I implement them. I turn this idea, obviously, I've got to make it an engineering feat. So that takes a lot of effort and time and things. But it's not just me again, Michelle. It's a whole team of people that
Yeah.
throw ideas at me and we bounce things ideas off. It's not a we're not a one man band. We like the very idea of some types of programs that are in here are from a researcher in France. There's Sebastien Mercier. He was sitting on an amazing idea. He knew eventually I would turn his idea into something and grow it with the aid of other people. Some
Yeah.
people see things that other people can't.
Yeah, when you work in a team, it helps to pull the original idea or concept into fruition because, as you
Mm.
said, everybody has different skills and viewpoints, and they can make the product grow and become more than just an idea. So, John, this Halo is so easy to use. Literally, when the girls showed it to me, it took me like 2 minutes to work out how to put a program on and to tell it to run. Um, but could you perhaps let the audience know what type of things can we actually use it for? What type of ailments or symptoms, could we use it for, say, migraine or something like that?
Okay, we wanted this. First of all, we focused on wellness with this device. We have to be very careful with the terminology that we use. So it's a wellness device. It assists the body in its natural ability to become well. And the programs, you would have seen the programs in the database, they're carefully worded um, to show just how it can assist in the body being restoring back to wellness.
Yeah, you have to get it past certain legal frameworks, I would imagine, by explaining what you can do in a certain way, because
Yes.
it's like when I was a Reiki, I'm still a Reiki healer, but when you're doing Reiki, you can't profess to be able to cure anything, but what
Mm.
you are able to do is you're able to help a person's body to help itself to heal. And so I would imagine that this device is exactly the same, that the frequency that it emits helps a
Mm.
person's natural, the body to help itself to heal.
Yes. And in any case, a scalar field, even without any frequency information, is an inherently healing field, which is what people use spooky scalar with. As you say, you take it out of the box. And if you like 99.95% of the population, you don't want to look at a booklet. You just want to turn the thing on and then see how it goes. And this is a device that is like that. It's got four buttons, so you can try one, try the other, and you discover one turns it on, which is the most logical one. And then when you choose the right one, then you just click on the play, and it keeps
Yeah.
on looping forever. So you don't need to remember to restart it or set how long it runs or how many loops or anything like
Hmm.
that.
Interesting ones on here, John. Male confidence.
Yeah, so you again use your imagination, Michelle. Okay, so the programs are focusing on the health and wellness. So you've got When you start up the programming software, we have a quick back. So it's a one button to load something like 19 programs on.
You've got a wealth program, stomach, you've got a water charger. Now that sounds interesting, John. How does that work? You just put the machine near your jug of water?
Yes,
Now, what's the difference? You've got here theta wave and gamma wave, which I assume are both sleep waves.
yes, they are.
Um, so which one would you choose? Which one, and what are the difference? What's the difference between a theta and a gamma?
It's frequency ranges, Michelle. So over the last 2 nights, for example, we've been using theta,
Right.
and the sleep's been pretty solid. So we're going to try delta tonight. It's really just what suits you. The program is it raises and lowers slowly as the body does naturally within that frequency range to induce good sleep.
So this is very interesting, John, because I've been channeling about a new type of ID system which computers are going to use in the future, and
Mm,
it's called a consciousness ID. And obviously, I'm not an engineer or anything like you are, but sometimes they give me information in very basic terms so that I can teach my audience. And what they were saying to me was, now in the future, this new consciousness ID, which our computer will be able to identify, will be able to read your delta wave. And they were explaining to me that our delta wave is unique to us. It's like a signature, a bit like we have a DNA signature and things like that. And we have a frequency signature. We all carry a frequency, although that one obviously changes. But they were saying to me, and I don't know if delta is the right one or whether it will be the other ones, gamma and theta, or maybe it's a combination of all. I don't know. But that was why I was asking about that, because that's interesting, that there are these different types of waves that induce different types of sleep.
yes.
Because they were saying that the delta wave in my channeling is one that's more the most consistent. So it's easier for this new tech, which I don't think is available anywhere yet. This is sort of a future tech.
Mm,
That instead of us having to have a password on everything, John, John 1 2 3 4, and we can never remember it, and we're always changing passwords, and also it means that technology can be hacked and infiltrated
mm,
by creating these new types of ID systems where the new computers can read us. So they know it's you, John, because of your delta wave, and then it will unlock. So you won't need to be typing in, a password. So that was why I was asking about that, because that's very
okay.
interesting that you've also put, these different waves of sleep.
It's opened up a floodgate, really. Like we've got our existing spooky two scalar, but it's a totally different ball game. This unit here.
The people that watch me and buy your products, they have very different levels of technical ability. So somebody who's very confident with technology has no worries about using Rife machines and things like that. But other people, they literally get into a panic if they have to do
Mm.
anything to do with
Yeah,
technology.
that's right. That's
And the
right.
thing about this machine is it's so straightforward. Literally, it took me, as I said, 2 minutes to download the programs and for your assistants to explain to me, how to navigate this little panel.
Mm,
And then when I realized I can actually take this with me, and it creates this healing and this, like you said, a halo effect around me.
yeah.
And also, I must say, John, I really like the design because you've created this little holder, which is a bit
Yeah.
like an iPhone protective case.
Mm.
And I don't know how long the charge lasts on it yet because I've only had it turned on a day. But
Okay.
once you fully charge one of these, what's the length of time you have on it till you have to
It's about
recharge?
18 hours. This is actually about a funny thing because there are devices out there that do purport to producing a scalar field, but the battery in them is so tiny that the field is maybe, a few millimeters around in real terms. But of course, it just doesn't, that doesn't make it in their marketing list. They say it is a scalar device, but it produces the real amount of power that's required to create a true scalar field. But in doing so, the battery doesn't last like a week like which would be
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
No, it lasts around 18 hours and then it just charges while you sleep. But it can also run while you're charging it, so you have it next to you while you're charging it. So it doesn't ever need to be off. But you think about it, Michelle, if you've got old parents, you can just till then put it in their pocket or just keep it with them
Yeah.
and it cares for them. Or people that are unfortunately in hospital.
The other thing that came to my mind was when our animals get sick.
Yes.
I mean, I have a dog who's, he's 11 years old,
Mm,
and he's been using, well, I've been using Rife for him. I've put
mm,
his little nail in a
yeah,
Rife machine 2 years ago
yeah.
because he was borderline an endocrine problem. Um, and the vet wanted to put him on at that point onto some sort of medication. And I said, oh, no, no, we don't do that. What we do is you tell me what it is he's got going on, and then I'll put his little nail in a frequency machine.
Mm,
So 2 years later, this dog has stopped having seizures, has never needed to go on to medication for that particular problem. And the vet now, you're gonna love this, John. Now, when I go to the vet for anything, because I have 6 animals,
mm,
she knows straight away to do the test so that we can get the label. And then she says to me, oh, so you can put that on the frequency machine. So all my dogs and my cats are on your Rife machines for everyday things, and if they've got any kind of diagnosis. And the other thing that we use a lot is your Mirror Mate mat. And the way that I use the Mirror Mate mat for animals is that I have it on the sofa under a blanket, and when they get up to sit next to me, they're
mm,
obviously on the mat and they're all getting healed and they don't even know it. And so the first thing I thought when I saw this device
mm,
is how easily that could be attached to your animal while they're just sort of sitting, could just
mm.
pop it to their collar even.
Yeah.
Um, or I suppose if you've got, you wouldn't even need to have it on the collar, would you, John? Because if you've got it on the side there where they're sleeping,
Mm.
they're automatically getting the frequency, right?
In your package that this came in, you would have had some hologram cards.
Yes, I've got those here. Let me see if I
You,
can
you
just.
place that over Halo, and you run the programs that you want. That's right, and you run the programs that you want your pets to receive.
I mean, this is like magic, John. This card, you put it near the little halo, you run the program, and the frequency of the program goes into this card,
Right.
and you can put this card near the animal. Is that correct?
Yes.
And it gives the frequency for how long? A day, a week?
Well, we know it does it for 6 months, but it might do it for 6 years.
Well, technology has completely changed lives. I talk about this a lot with people. Um, there was a dog that I rescued about what are we looking at now? It would have been a year ago. This dog was had been out in fending for itself
Mm,
for a year. And so it had been bitten by mosquitoes. It was hardly living, it was skinny. It was in a
Yeah.
terrible mess. It had everything that a dog could have wrong with it. And we got this dog rescued and into a safe shelter. And I said, okay, we need to get this dog's nail. And this dog's nail is still sitting in one of your machines. And we ran every single thing that the dog had wrong with it because the vet was saying this dog's just going to die. And I said, no, it's not going to die because we've got this amazing machine that's going to deal with all of the problems that this dog has. It had leishmania, which is when a mosquito bites. It had so many problems in the blood, obviously malnutrition, probably
Mm.
psychological problems.
Mm.
So every single thing that I could think of that a dog would have wrong with it, I programmed it into this one dog that just runs continuously.
Mm.
And this skinny dog that was on death's door, literally, is now padded out. All its hair has come back. All its anxieties have gone right down. It now will approach people. And this is just one example of, how your machines help so many people and so many animals with so many different things. And I talk about it a lot to people because they find it hard to understand that you can put, a nail in a piece of equipment and go on holiday and it's still healing you.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and to be honest, unless I had witnessed it with my own things, it's very hard to understand. But what I will say is that when those machines go off for whatever reason, the things that bother me come back. So the reason I know that, John, is because at Christmas, there had been some sort of power cut. And because I wasn't working in my office because it was Christmas and I hadn't come into the office, I didn't realize that all the rice machines had gone off. And I started to feel like really unwell within like 5 days as I started to have some of my old things come back, that the
Mm.
machine generally makes me feel very well.
Right.
Couldn't understand what it was. And then about the sixth or seventh day, when I've now not feeling very well at all, I thought, I wonder if the machines are on.
Mm.
I came up to the office because it was Christmas and I just shut the door and hadn't looked. And
Mm.
the machines had gone off. So this is how I know. And then I obviously put them back on, and everybody was feeling great again.
Mm.
So this is how this isn't even in your mind because it's not like I knew the machines were gone off. I knew there was something not right because I was feeling different.
Mm.
It's quite amazing, John, what your technologies do. And the other thing I really like about this one in particular is once you have the programs on, you don't charge any monthly fees to operate the programs. Once you've bought it, that you have it, and that's it, and you
It's
have the
it. Oh,
programs.
I loathe subscription type things. I do. If I pay for something, it's mine, right? Why should I pay to use what's mine? I mean, this is just me. And if that's my view, why should I do that with other people, you know? So, no, of course, Michelle, all our frequencies and databases are available for nothing, you know? We put a lot of effort and time and everything into developing these frequency sets.
Well, is there anything else that I haven't remembered to ask you about the Halo that you wanted to
Uh,
add, John?
no, I mean, they're so simple and self-explanatory. You know, it's small, it's easily handled. It can hold up to 30 programs. Each program, I mean, people don't need to know this, but each program can hold up to 10,000 frequencies. The horsepower inside this is more than our Generator X Pro. we wanted to do it right. You don't make progress by stepping backwards or sideways. You make progress by stepping forwards. So we put top gear in here, the best of the best. I for sure will be carrying around one of them all the time. Not that I've got health problems. I don't have any health problems, touch wood. Um, but to maintain health, right? Because it's a
Yes.
wellness device, and to shield myself from all the nasty fields around me. And there's more around me than most people because I'm an engineer. I get
If
others.
you had two of these in the same vicinity,
Yes,
i.e. within the field of each, if you were to run,
yes,
I know you can use these, but imagine we don't have those for a minute.
okay,
I had two units
yes,
in the same space running two different programs, would they interfere? Or if I had one thing programmed on here and this one running, and it was next, both of them were in the 1 meter field, would
yes.
they clash, or can you run
No,
the two things together?
you can do the two things together. That's the good thing with this, it doesn't matter. But of course, you need to have two of them. They don't interfere with each other.
So if I
We've,
program five of these little cards for five different things, and I had them all around, in my space,
yes.
because I assume these have to be within 1 meter of you as
Yes,
well.
they've got to be, well, they've got to be closer than 1 meter
Okay.
to be
So
really
where
good.
would these need to be? Sort of on your
Oh,
body, or
yeah, well, in a pocket would be close enough.
so
Yeah,
if I had five of these programmed for different things and I had them in my pocket,
yeah.
they don't kind of cancel each other out.
No, no. They're not magnetic, you see. We've been brought up through our formal education thinking about magnetism and radio waves. But scalar fields are not like that. For a start, the scalar field is a static field, it's like a bubble, which is why the analogy of a giant beach ball around you for the scalar field is quite appropriate. It's
Mm.
toroidal, but it's not like a pulsating field that you get with EMFs. The DNA that's inside each of our cells, the shape and dimensions of our DNA make the DNA a perfect scalar receiver. And I
Wow.
believe, and several other researchers also back me up on this, that is how, while we're in our mummy's tummy being formed, the cells can coordinate so you don't get 3 years. Each cell knows what's happening elsewhere because there's no central brain to coordinate things. And this is
Wow.
how our ears can develop and our toes or the other side of our body at a great distance away. They don't use radio waves, they use a scalar. So scalar is the natural way, the medium that our cells can communicate with each other, which is what this does. So it speaks the same language. This unit here is a real special unit, and as we speak, I believe it's the world's first unit that can do what this can do. But it goes to 6 decimal places, the same as our GX Pro in the frequencies. Our frequencies aren't like 2 hertz, 3 hertz, 4 hertz. We can go to 1.013257 because some of our calculations in our programs are razor sharp in precision. And it might be a tiny, tiny bit one way or a tiny, tiny bit, there's no effect. But bang on, it's magic. And because it's got the accuracy, the resolution, the precision, we can do it. And no other device can do that.
What's the lifetime of one of these? Is it like forever,
I'm
or
hoping so. We don't we
yeah?
don't we don't make things to expire. What would make us happiest is if it lasts several lifetimes, so it becomes an heirloom. This is another thing that I don't like. Things that are made to burn out or expire after 5 years. Okay.
I absolutely love this idea. I think it's the best. I mean, all your products are amazing, but this one is, in my opinion, it not does it only look good. It has good marketing because it's the halo. It's very easy to use. And once you have all of the programs on, that's it, they're on. You don't have to pay any monthly
No, no,
subscription.
yeah.
And so I think this one's going to be a bestseller, John. I really do.
I mean, I've put enormous truckloads of love into this device. You know, it's no longer actually a device. I've got to sort of force that word out of my mouth. It's really become like a companion to me. This unit can update the firmware, which means you can get new abilities as we discover them. Like we made a discovery, well, we found a way to implement a discovery just a few days ago. And the firmware upgrade is like, it comes up, there's a new firmware. Do you want to upgrade? How much does it cost? Nothing. Okay. Power to the people, power to you, power to people that don't want to be unwell.
Well, thank you very much, John, for explaining everything to us today. As I said, I've had mine running and I'm looking forward to using it for a long time from now. And we'll see you next time for the next product.
The next product. Righty ho. Take care,
Bye for
Michelle.
now. Bye.
Bye. Bye bye.
He's such a beautiful boy. Robert. Oh, what a beautiful boy. Yes, you are. Are you getting better? Are you feeling better? Are you feeling much better? Gonna eat your treat. He's a good boy. Good Robert.
My name is John White. I'm the engineer behind the development of AHA Halo. My background is in biological, electrical and electronics engineering, with more years of experience than I'd care to mention. I work with a large team of other researchers who contribute their time and expertise to help produce leading-edge health products. I've been researching scalar fields for many years. My first scalar healing device was released 7 years ago. Now, I've developed a truly innovative scalar transmitting device. During the experimental stages of this new scalar device, I had an inspiration that opened the doors to a new and very exciting method of creating healing scalar fields. A method that can be made portable. This moment of sudden realization was an aha moment. We chose AHA as the product brand because people who purchase AHA products will experience their own aha moments during the journey back to health. AHA Halo creates a 3-foot radius halo of protection and wellness, shielding EMFs and other harmful fields while promoting overall well-being. Its unique design and purpose inspired us to name this product Halo, symbolizing the protective and restorative energy it provides. AHA Halo is designed to be easy to use. It can store up to 30 health-enhancing programs, switching between them anytime, anywhere, according to your needs.
There are more than 100 programs in the library to provide even more healing options. The sleek, intuitive display makes it easy to select applications, while the lightweight design allows you to hide AHA Halo in your pocket. We would love to welcome you to experience the magic of AHA Halo. Healing is a journey best shared. Let AHA Halo be your healing companion. I'd like to close by thanking you for supporting us. Together, we are changing the world.